Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to you. Right, what we're going to do today is we're going to do a video that my brother says will be really interesting. Hello, welcome back. My brother, right, he's really interested in the things that I take to gigs because he sees me as something slightly more than just a musician, and it makes him curious. And I think it's partly to do with the things that I take to gigs. So I thought I would show you what's on the end of my stick, Vic. I'll show you what's in my bag, but there's a little bit of a twist in the tail, which we'll get to later. So let's have a look at what I do. So the idea is when you go into a gig, go into a recording session, what equipment do you need and how do you process that? And I don't know about you, but when I'm packing, I think of the signal chain, you know, packing the organ, okay, I've got to power the organ, got a volume pedal, then I take the cable to the Leslie, I'm going to power the Leslie, you know, and you work out like that. So it'd be no surprise to you what is in here, or will it? So without rattling too much, let's have a quick look, see what's knocking around in my little box. Well, the starter for 10 is the top here, and I must get a new box. My brother's also talked to me about that as well. But so, first things first, 500,000, right, for an XK3, 3C5, probably the SK as well, fittings I imagine. So that's the fast, stop, slow for my Leslie 3300. Depending on the gigs I'm doing, I might have some mics here. Might have a couple of SM57s with windshields and even a Beta 52A kick drum mic. So if I'm not confident of the PA or we're supplying our own PA, then I'll supply my own mics as well. Often like to take my own SM58. You probably can't see that, but it has written on it, not yours. So if somebody says, "Oh, is that mine?" I go, "No, that's not yours." They go, "Yeah, that one's mine. That's the house one." I'll have a look at it. It actually says "not yours" on it, right? So this is mine. It doesn't smell of anybody else's bad breath, only my own, right? So I'll take that along. Your box of bits. Well, what's in here? It's getting a bit depleted lately, actually. Little converters. I don't like to use them. These are emergency things. Always a USB key of some use, and for some reason a Lego man's helmet. I think that's something the kid gave me. One of my kids gave me to wish me good luck at a gig once. Always this. There's a few ones. This is a Gerber multi-tool. I'm sure all musicians carry these around. You know, screwdriver, pliers, all that. You'd be amazed at what good you can do with that. So that's the top bit. You're going to have no surprises in the bottom bit, really, for the moment. Guess what? Gaffer tape, yes. Not duct tape, gaffer tape, obviously. A couple of power cables. The most expensive cable in the world, which is a Leslie cable, as you may know. £90, 11-pin cable. So you don't trap that under a door or have any musicians roll anything over it, do you? So at the end of a gig, that's one of the first things that comes up. I'll pop it out for you as well. This is the EXP100F. Interestingly, I had a couple of little issues with the XK5 locking up, and I did all the firmware work on it, in my view. I'm still doing it, and then I realised I was on an EXP100 full stop period, and it does say on the back of the XK5, I think it's EXP100F only, it says, or something like that. So I went to the good friends at Hammond UK, and they did me a great deal on this with the DIN socket. And this is the one where you can start adjusting where the overdrive comes in with it. So it's not just a standard volume pedal, but the overdrive moves depending on position, and you can position the overdrive flat out or progressively with the pedal. This takes a bit of getting used to. This is the fast slow. It's not something I've been used to. Yes, you can kick it to the left, which is quite nice. What I'm going to do is disconnect that and turn that into a foot pedal switch. So I can have a bit of a, try and have a momentary. It'll be difficult because there's a stop as well. There's a fast, stop, slow. But every time I tread on that, when I get too excited, I end up all fast, and then end up having to flick my Leslie off, on, off again, or, you know, in order to stop it. So That and power is all in there. So that's all you need, isn't it, for a gig, right? No, it isn't, is it? But I mean, that's everything that's going to get you working. So that's quite good. You know, you want to get all your gear up nice and efficiently, nice and quickly. You want to reduce the signal chain as much as you can. I think I've been there with all the big stuff. Might happen again if I get a decent roadie. But my roadies complain. If I paid them more, they wouldn't complain as much. So it's entirely my fault. And their suggestion is to reduce the amount of equipment that we've got. And I have to say, since I did that, and I went sort of natively Hammond Suzuki, it has helped. It really has helped. But this is not the end of the story, and this is the bit I wanted to talk to you about. Okay, there's a few more bits, but let's go on to the meat here. I always have another box, a silver box, right? Silver box stays in the car or the van until sound check, and then we'll have a look and see what we need. So I thought it'd be good to show you what was in the silver box and why it's even here. Let's move this one out of the way. And pop this fella up there so we can both revel in it. So I don't know about you, but it's almost like a paranoia box, right? So you want to make sure, and it's born out of having old Leslies and things like that. So you wanted to make sure you were going to get away with it. So a couple of things that are usually knocking around that aren't in there at the moment. You'll see that I've got a tall and fat organ grinder and a whirly grinder from the good people of Lounsbury Pedals. Now they're really useful. The tall and fat's got a good preamp in it and a boost, which is handy. And you'll see in this big pile of messy pedals, because it's been in the van and the pedal fairy's been and spun it all around, I've also got a micro amp plus as well. Good for boost and also can give a bit of drive as well. If you've got a problem or you're going into a different system or something you don't know, so these flyaway gigs or whatever. Organ grinder, of course. I mean, that's fantastic. And I was at a recording studio recently, and I had to do a track on a beautiful Fender Rhodes that they had, absolutely beautiful, and sounded a bit better than mine, I think. Oh, a bit of a worry there. I have to have a look at that. And I thought to myself, whirly grinder, and I'd left it at home. Oh, yeah. So, you know, always managed to take it. In here, well, battery. Who's that for? Well, it's not for me. It's not for me. I've got in here, you'll be the spare power cables and the spare power adapters. This is for other members of the band, because if it gets you out of the poo for £3 or whatever, it's worth doing, isn't it? You know, not that they rely on these things, but I know I've got things that can help people, and that's part of my shtick, really, and that's what helps solidify you in the band and make you a foundational member and something that people can rely on. So I think that's quite important. Other opinions are available. Okay, I've got an interesting, oh, look at that. Weird little cables, that would be good for a little monitor there. So you can see there's a 1/4" stereo, or balanced, in fact, into XLR. Useful. Multi-power adapter for all different things. Who knows what could get broken or what machines could stop working. And all you want to do is get working again. So you're in a sound check, you're in a pressure situation, time's ticking away, the doors are going to get open, and something's not working right. And if I can get the tools to get these things working right, then I think that's a win for the team, isn't it? Okay. ABY pedal, Fender ABY pedal. I've used this for quite a few things, actually. Very good when I do authentic Deep Purple stuff, because I'll have a Marshall and a Leslie, and I'll go that way. And I'll go that way round into the Leslie, into the front instead of the 11-pin perhaps. And that way I can flick between the two. So I'll have a Marshall on stage for the stationary sound, Strange Kind of Woman, or Might Just Take Your Life, you know, and a bit of Leslie, that kind of stuff. That's quite good. I have even used this to extend a cable before, when the desk was 1,000 miles away, where it shouldn't be. Oh, hello, what's this? Yes, it's a Mark I Neo ventilator. This is the third one I've owned. For some reason, I sell them and then I miss them and I buy them again. This is get out of jail free card. If your Leslie's not working and you have one of these or can afford one of these, because they're not cheap, unfortunately, but the Mark 1s come around on eBay 180, 200 quid still, but still pretty good. And has drive on it as well, so you've got overdrive too. So if you have a problem, use that. Now, a lot of people I know don't mic their Leslie, and they split the signal. This goes to the desk, and Leslie goes to them. I've not tried that yet. I don't like the idea of the audience hearing something you're not hearing, but it's a fair chance that me and you know, don't we, that they probably won't be able to tell the difference. You will, I will, but you know, they might not. I don't want to be, you know, too derogatory. Okay. Ooh, iPhone converter. Okay, from, was it Lightning, is it? Or Thunderbolt, one of the two, to the 1/8" jack. And here's a long 1/8" jack cable as well. That's quite handy, isn't it? You never know, you might find that you need to do an intro tape, or you need to get some audio out somewhere, and that's a useful way of doing it. Loads and loads of cables, of course. This is from the Leslie days, from when I had the Leslie 145, so really good screwdriver, very important. Pair of pliers, everything that you want there. Oh, what's in the little box now? I can't remember what's in the little box, so we'll have a lovely little time together trying to find out. Right, fuses. Got to be with you, haven't they? Got to be with you. You can play 200 miles away and something pops. Well, okay, it might pop again, mightn't it? But blue tack, the saviour of the human race. Oh, a little converter. You wouldn't want to use that, would you? But if you had to, you had to. That's 1/4 inch, 2/4 inch into 1/8" stereo. What do you reckon that is? It's a bracket for hanging things off the trusses at the top. If you wanted to hang something down, a camera or an extra piece of lighting or something like that. Oh, it's madness, isn't it? Plectrum. Guitarist has forgotten his plectrum. Could never happen, right? This is pretty cool. Box of glass fuses. Little glass fuses in the back of amplifiers, valve amplifiers, a slow blow. Well, they might blow again if you put them in, but you can get away sometimes with just swapping it over. It will blow again, but maybe not at that gig. And the thing that even I don't know what it is, but when I need it, it'll be there. Okay, and finally, a door wedge. Now, I'll leave you to work out why you might need that. Okay, so that's it. Is that it? That's it, isn't it? Got to be that, isn't it? Yeah, that's the end of that. Right. Well, that's the end of that program. Excellent. Now, okay, one more thing. One more bag I take. And I guess the reveal here is there's 3 things, isn't there? Little bit of food. Right, food and drink. So this is quite a cheap silver-lined bag. Keeps things cold. Superb. Keeps hot things hot and cold things cold. So I've got some nice soup and an ice cream in there. No, it's an old joke. But what I have got in there is this. I don't like to eat a lot at a gig, do you? Or before a gig. It's difficult. And if you're there, if you're checking in at 3 o'clock for the sound check, you've got to eat something or else you'll fall over. But if you're a local place and it's quite a quick one, well, always water, always hydration. I heard Lewis Hamilton, Formula 1 guy, saying it takes him 3 days to get hydrated enough to go around the track 76 times over 3 days to get that amount of water in. So when you think about a tour, a small tour, or even dotted gigs, you've got to think days in advance about getting that in. So always water, always on stage. Double bubble, hydro boost, okay? Makes that more effective, plus has the vitamins in it, because when you start sweating and sweating and sweating, as I tend to on stage, there's your electrolyte and vitamins, and all the water's going to go inside you a lot more efficiently, and that will save you from the gig hangover. Not the alcohol hangover, you know, the gig hangover. Right. Other things, well, I'm addicted to that, so, you know, I always take that, because I'm too much of a cheapskate to buy one at the venue, and also when I'm doing sound checks and stuff like that, the bar's never open, is it? So you want to have a dry treat. Peanuts, that's always brilliant. Now, okay, dry roasted is the best of the worst, isn't it? It's got the good cholesterol in it, the one that sucks out the bad cholesterol. Yeah, I know it really does have, but of course it's got a lot of fat in it. I'm not too worried about that because I'm going to burn 1,000 calories jumping around on stage. But I find that during or before a gig and after a gig, the salt in this really helps. I think it must be something to do with sweating out all the salt and what have you. And I know I sweat it out because I can get a brush and I can get crystallized salt off my back on a black jacket or something like that because I sweat so much. Oh, and hello, and a cheeky little beer. Well, you know, you're very often driving. You don't want to drink a lot. Don't drink and drive, kids. Come on, you know, that's ridiculous. But one beer loosens you up quite nicely. I'm wonderful after one of these. I'm awful after two of these, so I wouldn't even try. But it's quite nice. Sometimes it's quite nice just to get your shoulders down and relax a little bit. Is it a crutch? Yes, it is. Should I have it? No, I shouldn't. But it does work. Everything in moderation, eh? So, big pile of tat to clear up later. So, what have we learned? Well, what have you learned? What I do is I take all the gear I need in one box, and that will get me through the gig. I have another box with a whole load of spares in there. And the guitar strings aren't in there; they're in the drawer actually. But I have guitar strings in there. I don't even play the guitar. Well, not in a band. Lots of stuff go in this box, and should anybody need it, from my band or the headline band or a support band, anyone can benefit from it. In fact, I often bring this box. Colour coded, right? Silver, stays in the car. What's left in here? Sandwiches? I mean, what? You know? Cash bribes? No. It's only valves, isn't it? Look. See that? So that's a full set of Hammond C3 valves, and also a lot of the valves for Leslie's. I don't take it as often because now I don't take the 145 round with me, I take the 3300, but I've saved the day with a microphone before and with a preamp, an ECC 83 of a guitar player. It just stopped working. And if you're the kind of guy that goes, hang on a minute, I've got a valve for that, you pop to the van and you get the valve out, you're not going anywhere, are you? You're a useful piece of member of staff. And the analogy is, before I go, the analogy is, you know, if you know your Formula One, which I do, you had Ayrton Senna and Michael Schumacher in the old days. Kimi Raikkonen's a good example. Drivey, crash the car, off I go. Doesn't even go back to the paddock, just walks home or whatever. Sleeps in technical meetings, apparently, allegedly, Kimi Raikkonen. He's just a pure driver, amazing talent, pure driver. Michael Schumacher, bless him, he'd ring up Ross Brawn at 4 in the morning to talk about gear selection and the speed at which the clutch is working and stuff like that. So he wasn't just a talent on the track, but he was also a strategist, and he was also a bit of a mechanic, and he was that rounded driver. Who's the best driver? Well, I'll leave you to work that out. But who was the driver in the most demand? I would say would probably be Michael Schumacher, right? Because he's got all the bits. He's got every area that he's involved in, he's got covered. And that's what I like to do. So I like to be able to play. I like to have the gear to play, which is great. Set my own gear up, all the gear I need. The simplicity of it means I can get on stage and off stage with a line check in about, I get on in 7 minutes from packed to ready to play. This, however, gets us and our friends out of trouble. Doesn't get used often, but it goes to every gig. And this gets me wet enough to do the gig and not feel dizzy or have a bit of a James Brown moment at the end where I'll have to get some silver foil over me and huddle me off into the dressing room because I haven't hydrated or had enough calories inside of me. So, there you go. What's in your bag? Well, the surprise is it's 4 bags, isn't it? And what's the lesson? The lesson is you can't do enough. You can't do enough. And you probably won't need it, which is great. So, there you go. A little quick conversation between me and you about what I put in my bag. It would be nice to know what you put in your bag. I used to have a hairdryer. I used to have a Moog Rogue or a Moog Roog, whatever. I used to have a Moog, and it used to be sharp. When you switch it on, it was a quarter of a step sharp. And if you're in a hurry, you just leave it on and it would slowly come down, and then you tune it after about half an hour. But if you're in a hurry, I put a hairdryer in the back where the power went in, just run a little hairdryer on it, and it would bring the tuning back to roughly where it needs to be for you to be able to tune and for it to be stable. would you believe? I no longer bring a hairdryer for obvious reasons, but I really want to know what you carry as well, because it's quite interesting, isn't it, to know what other people take. And rig runs, oh my God, I love rig runs. So if you want me to come and have a look at some of your equipment, or just tell me what your equipment is, that'd be really good fun too. So until next time, I shall see you later. Goodbye.